Hello, everybody. What's going on and what's happening? How are you today on this beautiful Monday, December? Look, December 15th. To check out the dates. I get so confused with the dates, y'all. I'm so glad that I'm here, though. Whatever day that it is, are you? Happy to see y'all rolling on in as I prepare for this week's weekly rundown. It is on and popping. What's up, Pearls in Pursuit? I like that. Robin is here. What's up, Monica? Much love to you and your lady. I pray that everything is well in your world. Issa is here as well. Thank you for being here. Number one, right on the spot. I appreciate you, honey. Listen, how was your weekend? How's things going? How are y'all preparing for this awesome and crazy, oftentimes crazy Christmas season? I just want to know. Let me get my afro together, y'all, as I give y'all a couple of announcements. Hey, my whatchamacallit special is still running. I would love for y'all to take advantage of it while it's going on. It won't be running for too much longer. I was thinking of extending it throughout the entire month if you wanted to get on it after Christmas. But y'all let me know how that feels. If it feels right for you, then I will do that. Okay. It is $111 for a 45-minute session, the lowest I've ever posted a session for me, to be quite honest with you. Because if you don't know, it takes a lot of energy to do what we do. And I love doing it, but I'm kind of knocked out for a good part of the day afterwards. So really takes a little bit away from me. In any case, though, I love doing it and I would love to assist you. It's called the Family Matters reading special, meaning that I want to assist you and, adjacently your family and how it is you view your family, what your purpose is in your family, why you've chosen the family that you've chosen, what other things can you do. Now, I want to be clear on this. This is not me given a reading for you to bash your family. I'm not that kind of person, y'all. I'm not going to collect information, be it astrologically or psychically, to bash anybody that is not in the present space or not with me at that time to defend themselves. I don't think that's fair, and I have a little bit of an I have a little bit of integrity, so I don't do it like that. What I would like to share with you is how you show up in your family situation, how you show up in your life and in regards to your family and your children. What's your responsibility and accountability for being the best family member you can be? Because truly, like we always say on this gosh darn thing, and thank y'all for rocking with me, it's not our responsibility to control other people's reactions, including our families, the one we may know the most, right? It's not our responsibility to make them see a thing, to make them see us, for that matter. We can only show up in the room the best we can show up, and prayerfully they get it. And then if they don't, you know what I mean, then they just don't. And that's really that. And giving ourselves opportunity, agency, space to assess and deal with the situation the best way we know how to deal with it. Okay? Because we have to give ourselves grace in that way. We don't have to be mean about it. We don't have to be an asshole. We don't have to be despondent. We don't have to be petty and sarcastic. We can just say, today is not a good day to tackle my family matters and I'm going to stay home. Let's talk about all of that in my Family Matters reading special, which is going to last. I'm going to extend it to the end of the year. Okay. For $111 for a 45-minute session. As most of you know, I do go over because spirit be hot up in a girl. That's for ding dong ding, I'm sure. Thank y'all for rolling in. I love saying hello to people, but sometimes the handles get all bunched up and I can't read them all, so I'm waving. What's up, Giddy? And Lifestorm is here. Shanta 1359 is here. Hey, Roxy, what's happening with you? The chatter is here. I'm so happy that y'all showing up. Thank you. Hey, if this information resonates with you, please do me a favor and share this information. I love to give a public shout out to Miss Sontia and Jennifer Wood for assisting a lady monetarily, really contributing to the information and the energy that I put out here every Monday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm very, very grateful to you for your generous gifts, Miss Sontia and Jennifer, and whoever else over the last couple of weeks, or who have ever donated to me, to the station, and to the energy that I put out. And if you'd like to be on a long list of people that have donated to me, supported me financially, please hit me up on my Cash App, my Venmo, or my PayPal. I'd really, really appreciate that. How do you book a session? There is a link here on IG in my link tree. I think it's the first one that says Calendly. And that Calendly link, it will give you the opportunity to schedule and pay at the same time. You will then receive a Zoom email. Okay, so look for it. If it doesn't come to you straight away, you might have to go to your junk or your promotions. All right. You'll receive a Zoom email, and I'll meet you on Zoom. And by the way, there's a little perk. I do record them because Zoom has that capability, right? We record them, and then you get to save it because your girl talks a mile a minute sometimes, and information just flies through me. So it's good to like revisit it afterwards. So go on and book that reading, and I'm thanking you in advance. I appreciate that very, very, very much. Okay. Again, go on and donate to your sister if you can. All the information is in the description box below, my PayPal, my Venmo, and my Cash App. It can be a nice holiday gift to me. I appreciate that from you as we exchange information and energy all year long. So thank you. Thank you in advance. And yeah, I'll be saying that again before I get out of here. Somebody says they follow me from watching gang tapes. Oh, I appreciate that. See, Mr. Parker, he said I'm such a great actress. If nobody knows, I was in this wonderful cult classic called Gang Tapes. It's really, really interesting. If y'all have a minute, I'm going to express it. And you can look it up on YouTube, Gang Tapes. I was the mother to a young man in the movie. Now, the beautiful thing about this movie, right, Mr. Parker, you may not know this, is that the entire script is improv. The entire script is improv. This awesome director, Adam Ripp. I'm so glad my memory is serving me today. Al must be the ginkgo. Adam Ripp directed this film. It's an independent film that actually won a couple of independent film awards, and I was up and nominated for the supporting actress, the best supporting actress that year. Didn't win, but I was happy to be nominated. In any case, it's about what happens when this white family gets carjacked because they get lost. They're driving from LAX and they get lost in Inglewood or South Central somewhere. This is in the late 90s, y'all, mind you, right? And they get carjacked by my son and a couple of his friends. And in that carjacking, they obtain this video camera. And in this video, so they use this video camera for the next couple of days. In the beginning, it's kind of wobbly because they're getting used to it, but they use this video camera to go ahead and videotape their life. And it's really, really dope. So I am the mother of the young man. And yes, it was shot on a stolen camcorder. That's right. And again, the script was improv the whole time. I mean, Adam would come in and be like, this is the scene. This is what we're supposed to do. This is the beginning. This is the ending. Now, something in the back of my mind said, this motherfucker just didn't want to pay for a script writer. Please forgive me. It's the New Yorker in me. I was like, did he just not want to write the script? And he's going to put it on the realism of all the people in South Central and the actors that got hired for the joint. Again, my little cynical situation. But in any case, it was brilliant nonetheless. And we did that thing. What's up, Kia? So check it out on YouTube if you want on a lazy day for about an hour and a half. Again, it's a cult classic and it's so crazy. It's so crazy how it's still buzzing and people like Mr. Parker 1967 is still tuning into the gang tapes. I appreciate that. So let me say hello to a couple other people that came in. ZP is in here. Nina's here. What's up, Trina? Good to see you, baby. And Ea Cat 5, hello. You finally catching me live, huh? I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you are here. D Stokes, as I said, that's my girl. Sun T274 is here. Angela Harris is here. What's up, young lady? And Regina Lines. What's up, Miss Regina, my Cancer sister? How you doing today? I appreciate y'all all being in here. Again, if you want to donate to my channel and the things that I've been doing all year, please hit up my PayPal, my Venmo, or my Cash App. That would be so appreciated. And again, thanks to Miss Sontia and to all the wonderful people, Jen, and whoever else has ever donated. I want to kick this off, though, by saying one thing, because spirit be on me like that, y'all. And I'm going to take my time in doing so. So I hope you don't mind. As I was in the shower preparing for y'all, I often listen for what needs to come through straight away. Sometimes I hear stuff and then sometimes I don't. What I be? How you doing? Sometimes I hear stuff and sometimes I don't. And it was like the very last little 5 seconds of me getting out the shower and I hear tempo. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Let's talk about tempo. And really what Spirit was reminding me of, and I'm going to share a little story with you, and how it is best that we pay a lot more attention to our tempo nowadays. Put up some hearts or some yes, y'alls if y'all know where I'm going with this, or if you've been feeling like tempo, your pace, how you move through the world, how you choose to move through the world has been an issue and or a thought around your daily living. Please, I'd love to hear if there's a few of you that are with me straight away. There was a moment, thank you for the hearts, I appreciate that. There's a moment about a year ago, I was sharing this with someone recently, in which in my New York way of being, I mean, you could take the girl out of New York, you can't take the New York out of the girl most of the time. And I was hustling, y'all, just moving fast for no reason whatsoever. Definitely, Kimberly. Hey, how you doing, baby? Right? I was moving so fast. And doing things and trying to get in and out of my apartment and then going down in the elevator. And then as I'm out the elevator, I'm moving. My bags is kind of slipping off my shoulder and I'm moving, y'all. And as I opened up my car door, I swear to you, because I do not lie, it's like a pet peeve of mine and I don't do it very well. I don't lie very well. It comes up all on my face. So this is the God's honest truth. I open up my door and I hear a voice over the right side of my body go, slow down. And it was almost like somebody shifted me from like 5th gear to 2nd gear. And I've been walking like that ever since, slower. Now, there are moments where you got to get where you got to get. You know, I haven't caught a bus recently, but if I had to catch a bus, I can pick up my step. If I have to go, talk to my son and it's an emergency, I'm going to pick up my step. You know what I mean? If I have to run across the street, I'm going to pick up my step. But the bottom line is like that baseline tempo. Y'all know what I'm talking about? When that baseline tempo came over me, ooh, that sounds like a song. Baseline tempo. When that baseline tempo came over me, I was like, oh. At first I said, to be quite honest with you, why? Like I was questioning God. You ever question God and get slapped in your face? Why? I'm such a smarty pants. Why do I need to slow down? I got things to do. But I could feel literally my whole inside of my body, like I said, going from 5th gear to 2nd gear. I can feel the whole inside go choo, 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 choo. And I paused. And I wondered, what the heck? Who was that? Why do I need to slow down? Okay, this feels better, but will I still get where I need to go? And are they going to wait for me? And like the questions flooded, but the body remained in the tempo in which I was forced to be at. Have you been thinking about your tempo recently, currently? Have you been thinking like you're moving too fast, or contrarily, you're moving too slow? Have you been thinking like I need to pick it up? Have you been thinking like the tempo of the world is not matching me? These are questions that you can ponder and or, create a little journal entry about. Have you been thinking that the world is moving in a different speed than I am? And then part B to that is, how do I feel about that? Do I feel like I'm losing? Do I feel like I'm being left back? Do I feel like I'm going ahead of myself? Do I feel like I'm too early in every situation that I'm in? Now, the reason why, as I'm downloading and opening up to why Spirit called me to talk to you about this in the first place, the reason why it feels so not heavy, but very prominent on me in this moment in time is because this is part of the shift too. This is part of that conscious shift as well, in which is very, very clear and oftentimes necessary for us not to compare our tempo to anybody else's, to the world, to your boyfriends, to your girlfriends, to your mate, to your friends, to your dog, to anybody else, to your children, to your parents, to anybody that's around you, because your tempo is what's going to get you through the thickness of life. Your tempo is what is going to navigate you like the conductor in an orchestra, right? Is going to navigate you through what it is that you are able to feel, to see, to comprehend, to process, to download, to understand, to filter through your heart, to soften your heart, to protect your heart. Your tempo is what matters. This sounds like just another way of saying love yourself. It sounds like another way of saying, well, just pay attention and be alert to what it is that you need, because it includes all of that. But it starts with the speed in which the body, like somatically, it starts in which the speed in which the body wants to go. Because if we are too hurried, then we're missing steps. If we are too slow, then we can't get to where we need to be, to where our spirit wants us to be. It's such a gnarly time, y'all, in the best way possible. And I say that so clear. And I know I often say that, but it's really, really a good time because we are being separated and sifted in a way in which we're not only seeing ourselves, because we talk about that often here on the weekly rundown. And again, thank you for joining, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for donating when you can. But we talk about how we need to be sovereign in our own way, right? Responsible for ourselves through this weekly rundown, through these downloads that come through a little bit of humor in which I may have, because I'm oftentimes a little bit funny. But what it feels like mostly is that it's sifting us to see ourselves as the gems that we are. See ourselves as the gems, to be more responsible for our own self-care, our own self-regulation, our own self-knowing. Because in that, that's how we survive. When we are too clingy, too codependent on what people feel and what society is saying, what our jobs are asking of us, what our children are begging us for us to do, what our man wants us to do. Yet again, when we are too tired to do the shit, I'm gonna take a sip on that because that's a whole nother goddamn rundown in which I'm not gonna get into. But how we give away our bodies, and some of y'all caught that, how we give away our bodies and our attention, our energy to things that doesn't really serve us nor grow us, right? Because we're not paying attention to our tempo. So when we pay attention to our tempo, and thank y'all for allowing me to download this information before we get into this rundown. When we pay attention to our tempo, I alluded to it a little bit earlier, we have an opportunity to tap into the inside. For me personally, and it might not be for all of y'all, but for me, it's like that child in me. It's like that little voice in me. It's that playful person, that playful soul. That's literally like the courage of who I am. That's like the creative source of who I am. Little Sonja, right? From New Rochelle. I was born in Yonkers, raised in New Rochelle till I was 12, and then moved back to Yonkers throughout my middle school and high school. So I always claim Yonkers. But little Sonja is still in me. And she's been dying to come out. And she wants me to adhere to her tempo. What is that place for you? Thank y'all for coming on in. What is that place for you? We're talking about tempo, Tam. We're talking about tempo, Angie, and Sticky Posters. We're talking about tempo before we even get into this week, because it's necessary. And thank you, Spirit, for rounding that up about astrology. They said because it's necessary to know as we leave out of this Sagittarius energy and go into that Capricorn energy, as the sun goes into Capricorn at the end of the weekend, to know about our tempo and what that calls for, what that little girl or that little boy, what that old woman or that old man. Sometimes your tempo can be different. It's different than the outside of you, is my point. It's different than the hustler in you that needs to get the thing, go the thing, be the thing. It's different than that. I want y'all to do your best to tap into that as I talk about this week and as we roll into Capricorn season. You know why? Because Capricorn season deals very much with tempo. Capricorn season deals very much with the authority of self. And as we always exit a particular season, in which we'll talk about this week, right? We get prepared to enter into that next season, possibly knowing what we just went through. So again, let me preface, what's the word? Prefaces for y'all, right? It's like Sagittarius says, keep it going, keep it moving, keep it adventurous, keep it hopeful, keep it positive. Sometimes you have to dismiss some things that just not working for you in a very selfish kind of way. Again, we're going to talk about that because that lands this week for sure, right? But then we do that to incarnate, to translate, to transfer, to move on, right, to the next bit of energy, which is Capricorn energy. That was not a technical error. That was me on the ones and twos, to go into Capricorn era that says, okay, now you know who you are. Now you know what you're doing. Now we're going to slip on into a tempo, an authoritative, controlled, like practical tempo that allows you to walk the walk and ascend where you may, ascend what it is that you need to do to arrive at your own level of your own plateau that you've been thinking that you want for yourself. Capricorn takes you to the top. Capricorn says we need to succeed, but you have to prepare for it first. If you just bang into it, then you're like, where we going? Where we at? Then you want to claw and hang on to people as you're trying to ascend this proverbial mountain, right? In this Capricorn energy. Thank you for the hearts and laying on them so fiercely. I appreciate you here on IG. It really makes me feel like somebody is listening. Even if you just like, okay, whatever it is she's saying. I appreciate it because I can't see you. But do y'all get that? A little bit of a astrological download kind of understanding of what spirit just dropped into me and elaborated so beautifully real time, right? Of what tempo is really all about. If y'all have any questions, please do me a favor and ask the question, but put a whole bunch of question marks behind them, because my sight is getting a lot more challenged nowadays. I'll be honest with you. I'm 55 years young, y'all. But I'll also be sitting here looking like a mean mugging people because I'm squinching trying to see if anybody has any questions. So when I see all of those question marks, I'll be like, okay, there is a question. Okay, so I appreciate you being here and ask all the questions that you need to. What's up, Jessica? Again, I hope that landed for you because it landed for me. Tempo is important as we move on through this thing. Now, it's even more important because here's a little precursor. Today is Monday, right? Today is Monday, right? It is December 15th, where the moon is in Scorpio. We talk about where the moon is for all you newcomers. I'm grateful that you are here. Pass the word along and donate to a sister if you can, cash, at Venmo, and PayPal. I appreciate that. But we talk about the moon because the moon, even in a transit sense, it governs our mood. It governs our reaction. It doesn't matter what sign you are. So please don't do that. Okay. I'm here to teach as well as inform. So as your teacher in this moment, don't be like, oh, this don't mean nothing to me because the moon is in Scorpio and I am an Aquarius. Or the moon is in Scorpio and I'm a Gemini. Don't do that. Don't do that. The moon is in Scorpio and it's affecting you. So how are you going to take it in? And by the way, if you are an Aquarius or if you are a Leo, that moon in Scorpio today can be a little crunchy for you because that's a square to your signs. But anyway, if you're a water sign, it may help you out. Pisces or Cancer allow you to emote. You see what I'm talking about in regards to understanding the transit information, specifically that moon, because the moon is what everybody sees on you straight away. It is your rising for sure, your ascendant. But when we talk about emotional information, that is that first little handshake to people that you are in the room with. We emotionally pick up on people. Why? Excuse me for burping, y'all, because we are emotional, intuitive, and intelligent beings, human beings. Whether we stay in our maturity with that emotions is another story, but we are emotional beings. So that moon, I'm breaking it down for y'all. So that moon is necessary to understand where it is on a transit basis. The moon in Scorpio today calls for death. It calls for me speaking the way I'm speaking right now. Look, as I just pop my collar inside my body. Why? Because it gives this Cancer sun the permission to talk deep about tempo, about where we're going, about the heights that we need to see for ourselves in a way that works for us, in the gear that works for us. You did? It may have went over one or two people's heads, but most of y'all got it because y'all deep like me. So that moon in Scorpio also says sexy time. If you got a partner and you're lucky to be in love, blessed to be in love, I know my man is coming soon. He'll be here in a minute once I get my insides taken care of. If you are blessed, today is sexy time. You know, have some makeup sex, moon in Scorpio. Have the opportunity to feel the passions that you need to feel that are bubbling up. Get deep for your own sake. Okay? Because oftentimes we don't give ourselves the opportunity to get deeper, to get the deepest, especially for the air signs and for fire signs that would rather not deal with deep emotions. I'm just saying, today is a day in which you can tap in. So utilize it. Okay? But also today, Mars goes in Capricorn for a couple of weeks. Now, did I talk about coming into Capricorn energy? Mars is the precursor to the sun coming into Capricorn at the end of the week. Mars is the planet of sex, is the planet of determination, is the planet of motivation. Thank you for the hearts. Is the planet of action, of execution, is the planet of confrontation and fighting and war. Mars, when it goes into Capricorn, baby, I often say, sometimes I say this, sometimes. I'm grateful for what I chose in my chart. But if I had a Capricorn Mars, it would be a totally different game changer. My Cancer Mars helps me in the way that I'm able to feel all of you and be able to do these readings. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful. But Mars and Capricorn, I wish sometimes to give me a little bit of a nudge. Mars and Capricorn says, I don't care what's going on, we gonna do it. Again, this is for everybody, not just if it's in your natal chart. I was just using myself for an example. And if you have Mars and Capricorn, you are a hard worker. But Mars and Capricorn right now, transitly, says you can tap into the hard worker in you. You're being given an opportunity. You feel that? You sense that? Anybody? Talk to me. Have you felt the need to go, you know what? I need to do the thing. I'm going to tell you truthfully. Have you felt the need to feel like, I haven't been doing enough? I need to make it. I need to go there. I need to put up a plan. I need to be practical about my steps. Did you wake up with that? Did you wake up with, goodness gracious, what am I doing? Like, okay, we can make it real superficial and practical, which I often talk about with the moon being in Capricorn, but definitely Mars being in Capricorn. It could be about just cleaning your house. It could be about going to get your car fixed. It could be about you, being practical and a nice neighbor and making coquito if you Puerto Rican. for everybody in your neighborhood. It could be anything, right? That means you doing something, assisting in a way in which there's movement and practicality and authority and control on how you move. Or it could be about you moving for the personal plans that are in your life. Does that make sense? About you saying, you know what? I need to make a list. Where's the list? Where's the list of things that I have to do? Where's the practical understanding, the authority of me to make me step into this next season of my life? How am I going to prove to myself? Because that's the proving that matters, you dig? Oh, by the way, commercial, I got a new jewelry piece here by my girl Sandrine K Studios. This is an awesome malachite, y'all. I love malachite. Good for the heart. It's an awesome malachite with an emerald right in the middle of that. If y'all want to check out my girl's jewelry, which I wear all the time, this turquoise is hers as well. This is not, but these two pieces, I wear her jewelry almost every time I come on here. That's for sure. And every day you see me out and about. Sandrine K Studio. It's Christmas. Support somebody that's somewhat, say that again. Support someone that's a good heart, a good soul, who's creative as hell, and makes her pieces with intention, spiritual intention. Trust me when I tell you. I love this little malachite. She gave it to me yesterday for a Christmas gift. I just adore her. Anyway, so yeah, get used to that Mars and Capricorn kicking you in the asshole. I'm just going to say that, kicking you in the booty. Now today, Monday as well, I'm going to read my little notes that I have, y'all, because it's going to help make sense for me, and I hope you don't mind. And thank you again for being here. The moon today in its Scorpio depth, and its passion, and its transformative feelings. And I just read somebody, I think I caught a word or two, somebody crying today, right? Yes, Scorpio moon brings about the tears. Absolutely. Okay. In the tears wanting to be released. And know this, squirrel, tears are awesome. They help to release. I'm not telling y'all anything that y'all don't know. But if there are some Capricorns out there, or there are some people that's feeling this Mars and Capricorn, I don't have time to cry, and this moon and Scorpio sitting right there with it, I'm just going to suggest that you do take a minute, because sometimes the tears help to release the dam, you dig? Sometimes the tears help you to open up the spaces that you need to be keen on moving through. It opens up those spaces in which we say to ourselves, oh, this is what I have to work on in this Capricorn season. This is what I have to put practicality and authority on. Oh, but if you hold on to the emotions, right, and you don't cry, you can't see it. You get it? You can't see it. So if you feel the tears come up, let them go. And there may be a time where you don't feel as powerful because the moon today is squaring up Pluto. You may not feel as powerful doing the thing, but do them anyway, please. Please. There's a crunchy feeling in the emotional body that the things that that the things that you are discovering, whether they be personal or otherwise, is not enough to transform the world. Hold on. It's the drawer. I can't read my own handwriting. It's the drawer. Pullback of the tide. Oh. It's the drawer of the pullback of the tide. Let me explain, and I must read that again. There's a crunchy feeling in the emotional air right now, in our emotional body, possibly, maybe, for a few of you, right? That the things that we are discovering within our emotional body and the things that we have to feel through, cry through, emote about, express in some kind of way, it's not enough to transform our world. It's not enough to transform the outside world. But what I put here is an analogy that's close to the drawer of the tide. You know, sometimes when you see that tide pull back, or like when there's is it a tidal wave or a tsunami? Probably the tsunami. When the tsunami is coming and all of a sudden there's a pushback. No, there's a tidal wave. And all of a sudden there's a pushback and you see no water. In this moment in time, you may not feel the energy to cry. You may not feel the necessary moments to emote, especially because your consciousness is high, especially because you're like, I see the things, Sonja. I know what I need to do. I don't need to emote. I don't need to cry. I see where I'm going. Yes. Our consciousness is necessary for us to keep our eye on the node, for us to, hi Jamaican Sue, for us to keep our eye on the nodes, for us to keep our vision on where we're going. But along the way, baby, you got to get the things out of the way. Along the way, you got to use your emotions today to slough off the things that you don't think are necessary, right? But more importantly and more specifically, you may discover some things that you thought was necessary, that you thought was powerful, that you thought was going to transform your world, and it doesn't, right? And you feel like, what am I doing? What am I feeling? What am I really like moving into? Is this depth even going to help me? Am I putting it as simple as possible? Maybe I can put it a little simpler. There's a feeling that's coming over us today, and it's emotional as hell, that's wearing on us, a few of us anyway, that feels like I have this higher consciousness and I have this depth of understanding, but I can't transform in the way that I would like to, because the things that I am discovering looks like bullshit. The things that I'm discovering looks outdated. The things that I'm discovering are not helping my higher consciousness to move forward. They're actually making me feel a little bit lower. They're actually making me feel like I'm sitting back into some despair. They're actually making me feel like, oh, damn, why I gotta see that? I was feeling good for a minute. They're not being discovered or rediscovered to pull you into something, some depression and or some depth that you can't handle. It's a realization. It's that pulling of the tide to let you know that the ocean's about to come, bitches. It's the pulling of the tide to let you know that more is coming at you. It's a pause. It's a pause. It's recognizing. See, oftentimes, squirrel, and I know I said this before, but we take almost everything personal, cuz. I move like that oftentimes because I want to get that shit off of me too. We take a lot of the changes and the shifts and the transformation and these aspects that I'm speaking of personal, like they're coming out to get us. Like the things that I'm discovering, oh, was my bad. Oh, I'm a bad mom. Oh, I'm a bad wife. I'm a bad husband. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I'm cheap. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I don't have this for Christmas. I'm going to be a bad sister. We take the hits like boom, boom, they're directed to us. And then oftentimes it's like, no, I just don't have the money, so I'm going to give you some love. I can't be the best mother I can be right now because, baby, I'm tired. You understand what I'm saying? I can't reach and give you hug and affection all the time because truly, I need the hugs and affection. It would be best if someone else initiated that for me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to give it to myself and stop relying on you and pointing the fingers at you and the shame and the blame on you for giving it to me. That's what's being discovered with this moon squaring up Pluto. How can I move forward? I'm recognizing all of these emotional depths. You can if you don't take it so gosh darn personal. Does that make sense? Did that land for you? Can I get a couple of yes, yours, or Sonja, you lost me? You can tell me. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Because oftentimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. And I will look off to the side and I will say, Spirit, just drop it in me. I'm going to keep talking and keep moving my mouth until you say the things. So understand, I'm with you sometime. Why? Because I'm human. I'm getting this right alongside y'all. But y'all get it? A few of y'all? All right, that's good. Tuesday, tomorrow, the moon stays in Scorpio. So we have another Scorpio day, Roxy. We have another Scorpio day in your sun sign, Nia, to tap into the depth of things, the passion of things. I love Scorpio energy for its passion, for its extreme energy. Sometimes the extreme is too extreme, but sometimes the extreme is necessary for us to what? Propel forward, to do a thing. So with tomorrow, with that moon being in Scorpio, the propelling forward, how about this? Is us recognizing the gifts and the blessings. Oh, because the day before we was kind of complaining, which is today, Monday. Monday we was complaining about all the transformations we need to make due to the emotional depths, the need to evolve emotionally and in our emotional maturity a little bit more in order to move forward. Well, tomorrow the moon is trining up against Jupiter going retrograde. So if you do that thing, if you go into those depths, you're able to see the gifts and the abundance and the prosperity. You're able to see the opportunities that come out of it, the depths and the realization in the midst of the transformation that's being called of you, of us, reminds us to prepare for the goodness by rearranging what we thought worked. Keep looking for the gold. Don't settle for the pyrite. The pyrite, Sandrine was telling me and Nettie yesterday, pyrite is the fool's gold that Jill Scott was talking about, right? That song, The Fool's Gold. The Fool's Gold. You know what the Fool's Gold? The Fool's Gold was the gold that the pioneers thought was gold. But there was actually like a silver kind of tone, almost looked like gold, but not really. So they were selling pyrite as the gold. You get what I'm saying? But actuality, there's another gold. So listen to what I'm saying again. We are being prepared Monday and Tuesday to go into the depths and to find the realization of the things that we need to continue to transform through. Mainly what I keep hearing is through our emotional maturity, gaining more emotional maturity. You get what I'm saying? Getting away from the petty and the useless, the things that just don't work anymore. So we can prepare for the goodness. We can prepare for the real goal, not the fool's goal. Because sometimes we settle for the pyrite. We settle for the fool's goal. We settle for that 1 week of sex. We settle for $10,000 when we're worth millions. We settle. We settle. Do y'all hear me? Now, thank you, Spirit, because I just heard that goes back to tempo. Because tempo, when you are in your own pacing, you don't settle for nothing. You don't settle for the pyrite, the fool's gold. Are y'all listening? You don't settle for the pyrite or the fool's gold. You ask for the gold. You wait for the gold. You pray on the gold. You sift through Jupiter, the blessings that you already have, to recognize the gold that's already there, the gold with the D. You dig that? You're not gonna settle for the pyrite. Pyrite is dope, by the way. It's a beautiful stone. I don't want to diminish it, nor its value. It's awesome, but you know you gold. You know you gold. You know you gold. And that's why we digging even further. That's why we are being set up to get these depths of our emotional abilities, maturity even further. Because like I said, this is a setup for going into Capricorn season. You want the best out of your life, but you're gonna settle for pyrite? You want the best out of your life, but you're gonna settle for a tempo that doesn't work for you? You want the best out of your life. You want to plan on straw? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We are learning, and this is the title of this weekly rundown. We are learning to be our own reliable source. When that shit hit me, y'all, earlier as I was preparing for you, I was like, well, gosh, doggone through. Like, what? Come on, God, you better speak. We are learning to be our own reliable source, not only sovereign in this mug, standing on our own square in this mug, but to provide for ourselves without feeling like somebody else didn't provide for us, without putting the shame and blame on other people. God daggone it, y'all. I'm going to say it one more time if I haven't said it before. It is not people's responsibility to love us. It's not their obligation to give them what it is we think we need. Get off that high horse. Get off that thing. And I'm sorry to say, I'm speaking to the little boy and the little girl in you. I'm sorry they didn't give it to you and you wasn't raised with that. I'm sorry they didn't condition you to believe that you didn't deserve that. I'm sorry for your mothers, for your peoples, for everybody, right? I'm sorry. But to be truthful with you, it's not their responsibility. We are being taught in this moment in time, as we grow in our higher consciousness of self, as we are in the evolution of life and in the evolution of this incredible existence in which we decided to live in. We are being taught how to be our own source, our own source. And like Earth the Kid said, once I love myself, I'm inviting y'all to the party. I'm inviting y'all to the party because the party's already going on, y'all. Do y'all get that? Oh, that made me just hype just then. Right, Nadia? That made me hype. Because that's, I don't want to keep going on. Wednesday. Let's talk about it because it'll probably come through. The moon will be in Scorpio. Did y'all get that? Word up, word life. Word life astrology. Ah, you see how I did that? You see how I did that, Royal? That's why this is word life astrology. I ain't got time to be talking about anything else but the word and the word of your life and the word of my heart in my life. Anyway, Wednesday, the moon will be in Scorpio as it starts up, right? But it also will turn into Sag real quick on Wednesday. The moon goes into Sagittarius at 11:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just heard a bunch of hallelujahs. Because that Scorpio energy is necessary, as we know. And as you may have felt the depth and the heavy over the last couple of minutes of me talking about it and through it for us both, of us all, right? But you can only stay in that bitch but so long. Lord of mercy. God knows what God's doing. The universe knows what it is doing. You can only stay in that heavy, but for so long, cousin, it'll drain you. So what's the next incarnation? That moon in Sag. That moon in Sag says, get it, got it, gone. Bang, zoom to the moon, mugs, right? Why? Because that moon in Sag says, I got what I need, the depth that I need. Now I'm on the adventure. Now it's time for me to learn. Now it's time for me to share. Now it's time for me to expand. Now it's time for me to explore in my emotional body because it's the moon. It's time for me to lead with that in my emotions because it's the moon when the moon is in Sagittarius, okay? It's time for me to not only explore, it's time for me to be truthful with my reactions and please allow them to be void of any ego attached to it because we can be truthful without being mean and egotistical. We can use statements that say, I'm not ready for that. It's not time for that for me. Thank you for the invitation, but I'm not coming this time. Okay? Point blank, period. No explanations needed when that moon is in Sag. Y'all get this? I'm talking about all these weird Christmas parties. They're not weird. Have fun if y'all go to Christmas parties. I'm just saying. But I'm talking about all the Christmas parties in a way in which people, you get 9, 10 invitations. That's the weird part. Because can you go to 9, 10 different Christmas parties and gatherings in people's houses because they want people to get together? No, you cannot. So what? You pay attention to your tempo. You check in with that person, that spirit inside and go, are we going to go? And that moon in Sag on Wednesday is like, nah. Truthfully, because Sag energy loves the truth. Truthfully, no, I don't think I can do it. No, thank you. I'm not going there. Thank you, period. That's it. So when that moon is in Sag at 11:38, I want y'all to understand it's necessary for y'all to tap into that. Now, before that, okay? And I know I jumped the gun and then I'm a step back, but this is the way I do it. Before that, okay, that moon is going to be in Scorpio, and this is what she's leaving us with this time around. She's saying, I'm a trying up with Saturn. So before I get into Sag, I want you to understand and learn the discipline behind all this depth that we just went through, okay? This is what's needed, that spiritual discipline that we've been building on. Rely on it. Now, rewind selector. I know I go back and forth. I'm a crab. I'm a Cancer. Forgive me, but y'all can rock with it. We go back to that Scorpio energy and we go, ooh, what did I learn in that depth? Oh, that's what I got. Saturn says, now use it. Utilize it. Be disciplined in it. Be the authority of you in it. Say the prayers. Do the thing. Walk the walk. You understand what I'm saying? That I'm telling y'all, I've been talking about this for like most of the year. That Saturn in Pisces has been a hardcore thing for a lot of us. Why? Because it's discipline that's unseen. What's up, Chef? It's discipline that's unseen. So a lot of y'all think y'all can just skate by it. A lot of y'all think y'all can be passive aggressive with your own spiritual discipline. It's catching you out there if it hasn't caught you already. So stop playing. So with this this moon in Scorpio, which is going to hit on Monday, but on Tuesday and in the early part of Thursday, it wants to try and that discipline, and Saturn is going, yeah, but did you get the lesson? Did you confront the fear? Did you see what you just pulled up there? Are you ready to move forward in this thing now? All right. And then with that, can you make the changes now? Because that moon in Scorpio will opposition Uranus changes, right? Can you make the hardest, the deepest changes that move you forward into the innovative you on the crust of greatness that's calling you? I want to spin around in this goddamn chair. Because Sonja the poet be coming out of that motherfucker when I don't even know it's coming out. On the crust of greatness. It gets me excited because this is what God builds up within me to express to you, right? It's the tempo, it's the greatness, it's the understand. We're not going through this for naught is the point. So when Uranus comes in on Wednesday, it's like, are you ready for that crust of greatness? Are you ready to taste that thing? I don't think you're ready. I don't think y'all ready. Look, I'm going to do my Leo rising thing and call y'all bluff. Y'all motherfuckers ready? Y'all ready? Y'all not ready? Y'all not ready because I don't see no hearts. I don't see no yes, y'all. Y'all not ready to get this greatness. Because if you are, then you will be willing to go in the depths of that Scorpio energy that's going to hit you today and tomorrow. You will be willing to do that thing and utilize the disciplines in the way that you need to. You will be willing to transform in how you need to transform. You will say to yourselves, God is taking me here. I am floating. I'm going along with whatever it is you are telling me to do. That's going to take us to greatness. Well, I thank you for bringing that back. I had a feeling the other day. I don't know who I was talking to. Somebody. I know I was talking to somebody, a client. Oh, Jessica. I think it was Jessica, right? We was talking about going over this greatness. Being carried. And this is where we're being carried into the greatness, right? But you got to be willing to be carried. There are levels and layers and phases to evolving. We are, in my opinion, in the way I felt it in my body, and I love to share it with you. And if it resonates, good stuff. If it doesn't, just let it go over your head. We are in a moment in which we are being carried to our greatness. Yeah, there was a moment where we had to see it, we had to bleed it, we had to deny it, we had to work through it. We had to run sometimes. We had to let people throw eggs and fucking darts and tomatoes at us. We had to throw the tomatoes too. We had to stand and rest. We had to look at the thing. We had to identify. We had to take responsibility. And then there's a moment when shit just pauses. Wait, what are we doing now? God said we should move. Should we move? I don't know where we're moving. But listen, but look, I think we're moving. We're in that moment where God carries us. We're in that moment in which we are headed towards our greatness, on the crust of the greatness, as long as you stay disciplined, as long as you know that you're being carried. That's the discipline. As long as you know that the change needs to come, and the change sometimes is surrender. The change sometimes is just let the thing happen. I don't know where the money is coming from for Christmas. I don't know how I am going to head up my family's dinner this year. I don't know how I am going to drive to such and such and such and such with $20 in my pocket. I don't know. But sometimes we are literally carried. Right, Monica? Do y'all get that? We are carried through. Don't rely on that pirate, Kimberly. Come on now. We are carried through. I feel that. So Uranus says, if you want to be carried, you got to do the necessary changes. You have to drop that pirate. You have to drop that fool's gold. You have to drop the things that don't work any longer. You have to go deeper for the goal that you need to see. You have to not only do that, you got to face yourself. You got to look at that mirror. You have to stop projecting onto everybody else. Not that they're the shame and the blame, but saying to people, oh, you are X, Y, and Z, when you know damn well that's what you're doing. Call yourself out. Call yourself out is the point. And here's the thing. If you don't, or you can't, or you won't, on the same day, Wednesday, before we go into that moon in Sag, that moon in Scorpio is trining up Neptune. Come on now. Come on. I love how you work through me, God, in this moment. I am just grateful, so appreciative of the information that comes through my soul to share with those. I really, really, really am. And I say that with all my heart and soul. Because what the energy, source, God, ancestors, whoever you want to call them, are asking us to rely on again is Neptune, is the unseen, is spirit, is the carrion. Neptune, y'all, the ethereal, the things that we don't know, but we have to rely on anyway because we can't see them. That's the hardest thing. So ask for the guidance through the wilderness, it says. I said, they said. Right? Ask for the guidance through the wilderness. Nothing is practical or rational right now. Not in this moment, not on Wednesday. Flow is the highlight. Keep the peace. Flow is the highlight. That keeps the peace. You get that? It's spirit that's keeping the peace. It's relying on your prayers that's keeping the peace. It's relying on the unseen that's keeping the peace. It's relying on the imagination, the ethereal, the moments that don't make sense that's keeping the peace. It's the miracle makers. It's the miracle givers that's keeping the peace. You get that? Nothing is making sense. Not a damn thing. In this moment in time, especially because we're being carried. We are literally being lifted to the crust of our greatness because this is the moment in which you wouldn't believe even if you had to walk it. Oh God, thank you. You wouldn't believe it, they said, if you had to walk it. How many times are we walking to our greatness and you go, me? You talking to me? You want me to get this? That's that last little bit of leg where you're like, spirit's like, I'm not going to let her or him walk this thing. I'm not going to let them walk it because if they walk through it, they're going to miss it. They're going to question it. Then somebody going to pass them up and get their own blessing. Who, me? You want me to get this? Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not ready enough. Oh, I think I have about 5 more months of prayer to go. Oh, I don't know. My mother said I'm not the one for that. Oh, my dad said, nope, nothing would amount to what it is that I'm going to do. Oh, when my uncle was molesting me, he was telling me he was the only one that was going to love me. I'm going deep because the moon is in Scorpio today. Come on. I ain't got time to play with y'all. Listen to them voices that are telling you not. So you can allow the carrion to proceed. God said, I'm not letting them walk through this moment because I'm not letting them miss out on the blessings that are theirs. I ain't got time to play with y'all right now. This shit is so hyped in my body. I can't even stand it. I want to say good night. See y'all later. I mean, for real, because I feel so hyped. Wednesday, the end of Wednesday, that moon, as it goes into Sag, check this out. As that moon goes into Sag, after all of that realization, that spiritual realization, that understanding, that needing to be carried, the moon goes into Sag and does what? Sextile Pluto. Y'all don't know. Pluto, the power of transformation, the power of persuasion. Pluto, the little Tasmanian devil in the best way possible, pushing through like a little 4'11" friend that you got. My friend Susan, a little 4'11" friend going, let me get in here. Let me do this thing. I got this. I got this. Pluto with Sagittarius, moon with all the courage and the desire to push. Sag is no fucking joke in so many different ways. But the real reason why I love Sagittarius energy, because it gives a hell about consequences. When that moon is in Sag, it's like, I don't give a fuck about the consequences, because we're going to push Pluto to do this thing. Do this thing. Why? Because they just told me in my dreams. They just told me I was carried. They just told me. come back here in the comments on IG and on my YouTube page, Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology, and tell me what you feel around about Tuesday or Wednesday. If you feel 4'11" busting through the freaking crowd. I just want to know. I really, really just want to know. Hope and optimism restores the transition of humanity and your internal power. We are learning how to be our own reliable source. Boom. That's what I said already. That's what they said. Our own reliable source. And when you do that, when you sit into that, when you know that you are your own reliable source. Now listen, now don't get it twisted. And I have to squirrel out right here real quick, because this doesn't absolve community. This doesn't absolve the right give and take reciprocal partnerships. Okay, this doesn't absolve what good emotions and affections can give to help to soften and or support the flow, the carrying, the understanding of self, the reliable source that is you. We need each other in that way, but it means nothing if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Does that make sense? I can't wait to read back of your comments. It means nothing if we don't know who we are. If we don't know the power that we sit with. In order to push through this thing on Thursday, as the moon is in Sag, in order to push through this thing, it says, now I want you to talk about it. Why? Because that moon, what's up, Leo Virgo? Rising? Oh, yeah, Leo Virgo rising. Okay. As we are being taught to push through this thing with that moon in Sagittarius on Thursday, it does what? It conjuncts Mercury. Stop playing. So now the universe, now spirit, now we're given permission to what? Speak up. Mercury is communication, if y'all don't know. Mercury is planning, processing, right? Mercury is listening. It's more important to be a good listener than it is to be a good speaker, right? Listening, all mercurial things, right? In your brain, how you planning the thing, how you assessing the thing. That moon in Sag, I put an asterisk by this. That moon in Sag now wants to hook up with Mercury so you can say what it is that you're feeling now. Speak up for what's right and proper for not only humanity, but for your internal peace, that inner child. Speak life into where you are going, not what happened to break the soul. We are repairing right now. We are repairing. Thursday says it's not enough for you to dip back into that Scorpio energy. We did that. We did that in our depths on Monday and Tuesday and part of Wednesday. We went deep into where we were in our emotions, right? When that moon in Sag hits up with Mercury on Thursday, it's like now we need to speak into the future. If there's anything else about Sag in regards to how it is descriptively, always speaking the truth, a little bit selfish for show, Sag is always looking to the future. Sag is always on the adventure out of this mug. Let's go. We don't have time to dwell, right? So speak life into that. Speak life into not dwelling with your optimism, with your plans, with your understanding. Remember, y'all, we're leaving out of this Sag energy. And like I said earlier, if you were not here, when we leave out of a particular season, it's our responsibility as we're absorbing the energy exchange of the universe in ourselves. It's our responsibility to take a note if we received the best of that particular season, if we learned what we needed to learn in that season. So now it's about the brain on Thursday saying, yo, speak up, say the things. Say what you need to say. Plan how you need to plan in truth for yourself, for humanity, right? So you can do what? Speak life into it so you can go further into it. Now, some may say, okay, that sounds like a great affirmation, a great mantra that I should use that day. That is included. That absolutely is included. But if you say mantras and affirmations and still thinking negatively, you're wasting your goddamn time. I'm going to say it straight up and down. If you don't feel it in your body, if it's not somatic, if it's not understanding within your soul, if you didn't learn what you needed to learn by doing the work that you needed to do in the beginning of the week, when that Scorpio season, that Scorpio moon took you up and under through Neptune, through all of this need for discipline, spiritual discipline, if you're going to say a mantra with just some old plastic heightened spirituality, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make money. I'm going to be happy, and just be superficial with it. You wasting your damn time, man. Understand that. Believe what it is that you say, please. I'm in your face. Is that okay? Why? Because I'm in my own face. If I'm going to get up here and I'm going to spend my time with y'all giving me donations or not, because there are moments in which I get no exchange of energy. And I'm saying it's just out of love and out of some real fact shit. If I'm going to do this work, I'm going to ask my sisters and brothers to do this work too. Because why are we in it together? You could take it if you want, but I'm really going to do my part and give it to you the way I feel it. Y'all ready? So you have to know, you have to believe that you are deserving of moving forward with that Sag energy leaving on out of here. Now, as I segue into this next aspect, which is a little contrary to what I was just saying, that's why I'm so hyped. I guess Spirit making me so hyped, and that you have to believe the mantra. You got to feel it in your body. You got to know it to be true and say it over and over and over again. You know why? Because on Thursday, Venus wants to quincunx Jupiter, going retrograde. So you may see that the worth in reevaluating how you need to be cared for, how you need to care for yourself. But you get to change what I say. You get to change. Wait, what? But you get to change how you want to be. Oh. You may see that the reevaluation is say that again. Take two. Venus, quincunx Jupiter says, speak the truth, right? As we're speaking the truth, right? But then there may be a part of you as you're reevaluating that feels like maybe I wasn't being cared for. That's the better way of saying it. Thank you, Spirit. In a way in which is worthy. I feel irritated because now I discover that this motherfucker's only giving me a foot massage every 5 months. This motherfucker's only giving me $20,000 when I make him $20 million. Wait, what? I'm a little irritated right now because I'm recognizing that my worth is not necessarily being valued in a way in which I see now. Why? Because I see the truth. Because that moon and that Mercury is having a conversation. Bitch, we going forward. We need to see what's really real. We need to see the truth here. So with Venus, quincunx Jupiter, it's like, maybe I'm not getting what I need to get. And that shit is irritating me, right? I need to ask for how I want to be loved. Let me say this again. You need to ask for how you want to be loved by yourself or by others. No one gets to tell you how to expand. No one gets to tell you what you need and what you don't need. Nobody gets to tell you that. Squirrel, but period. Don't you hate it when people directly or indirectly look at you and go, you should be okay with that? Take this piece of pie. You don't need another piece of pie. You're already 300 pounds. Take this car. You don't need this car. You already got 3. Now, wait a minute. There is a such thing as gluttony, right? There is a such thing as being greedy. But hold on. First of all, you can't tell me what I deserve. And you can't tell me what I'm going to do with that extra piece of pie or that extra car. Maybe I'm going to give it to somebody else. At the very least, I deserve it. You know why? Because I worked hard. I can have the 5 cars if I want to have the 5 cars. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Please don't let nobody tell you how you should care for you. Please don't let nobody tell you what your worth is to you, because they are basing it on what they believe their worth is to them. Do y'all see where I'm going? Conditioning is tricky out this mug. Conditioning will have you believe in how true it is. I need you to reevaluate that with what? Pacing yourself. checking in with your tempo, understanding that, wait, hold on, let me take a minute to really think about what it is you just said to me, because that don't feel good. That's not what I believe about myself. And as a matter of fact, because the moon is quincunxing Mercury, and you can say this out loud to people, because the moon is quincunxing Mercury, I'm going to tell you the truth. I deserve a whole lot more. Stump motherfuckers. They'll be like, this crazy ass astrological fool. Yes, because Sonja told me. Do y'all get me? Y'all hear where I'm going? This is some gold information right here. And if you don't get it, rewind selector, play this over and over and over and over again. And if you do appreciate what it is that's coming through me in this moment in time, as I work hard for you, I would really appreciate you donating to my Christmas fund at PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. Yes, I would. And I shamelessly ask, because it's about that time, y'all. It's about that time. We ask what? For what we worth. We know what we do. We know what we do. $5 won't hurt you. I'm not trying to be in your pocket, but donate $5, $1, $20, $50, $20 million. A scratch off. I don't care what you do. But the point is energy exchange with people that give you energy. That's the real point, right? And because you know their worth. Venus, quincunxing that Jupiter there. Let's move to Friday, because Friday is a good day in its own other way. Friday, the new moon is coming in. Yay. Oh, I love, isn't that the dopest setup? All the stuff that we just went through. And then here's the new moon at 28 degrees Sagittarius on Friday at 8:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? That new moon, that new adventure in Sag, that new way of being, that new expansion, baby, that new trip. Where y'all going? Somebody tell me where y'all going. Y'all got some travel plans? And not just to see family, but anything else coming up in the pipe for you? New moon in Sag brings new travel opportunity. Again, new expansion, new ways of seeing things, new cultures, new philosophies, new perspective on things. New moon in Sag, when it comes in hot. So be ready. Be ready to learn some things. If people drop a book off to you, if people offer up a new workshop, if people offer up an opportunity for you to go to Sonja Marie's, I'm soliciting today, ain't I? Sonja Marie's retreat up in the SEQUOIAs, May 28th to June 1st. Sign up. We got a couple of spots available. The point is, it's expansion of some kind. Take it on. Hi, Jua. Take it on. Take it on. That new moon in Sag says it's time, right? Really, because that new moon, ooh, that's awesome. Because that new moon is conjuncting the same sign as Venus. Money, love. Don't you know? Don't you love that? Oh, I hope a lot of us fall in love again. I really mean that. I hope a lot of us fall in love again. If you have somebody, fall in love deeper. If you're single and you want to fall in love and you want to open up your heart, that new moon is going to hit Venus on Friday. Heart opener, abundance opener, right? Venus is also possessions. You get a new piece of jewelry from Sandrine K Studio. You get something new, right? That helps you feel beautiful, right? Come on now. Or at the very least, you just fall in love with something or somebody. A new puppy, a new man, a new woman. I just felt that throughout my body. The newness of love. Love, 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 love is the only thing that matters. It's the driving force. It gets us up here saying the things that I'm not going to go down that street. But for me, it gets me saying things in a way in which I never thought I would say. It gives me the courage, love does. Love gives you the courage to step inside your own heart. Love gives you the courage to step inside your own heart. Because in order to really love, you got to open up your heart. That newness, that new moon hitting Venus says, open up your heart, regardless of the consequences. Remember, Sag is about fuck it. I do it without the consequences. I don't care what's going to happen. I'm going to do it because of the adventure. because of the fire adventure, because of things that I'm going to be taught, for the stories that I'm going to have, for the jokes and the humor that comes out of it. Who cares? I also said, wake up with a renewed, somewhat selfish approach to your worth. Take time to learn something different that urges you towards a desired feeling. Love. What's a better feeling than love? Anyway, hi, Judy Applegate. Bubbles, you better put them bubbles up there, girl. Thank y'all for coming on in here, and thank you for sharing if you must, and hitting that like button over here on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. Also on Friday, though, I want you to know you still got to do the work, though. Try not to move too fast, because that Sag energy, when it's in a new moon in Sag, that Sag energy, as we're leaving out of this Sag season, it wants to pick up. Sag is the fastest sign of the zodiac. I love you, baby. Fastest sign of the zodiac. Understand that, okay? So as it's leaving, it's revving. It's trying to, I wouldn't say prove itself, but it's just trying to leave its mark. You dig? As it's leaving its mark, that moon, new moon vibration in Sag, it squares up against Saturn. Ooh. So it's like, I can move fast. I can do the things. I can leave my mark. I don't have to pray. I don't have to pay attention to the floating that we're being given. I don't have to pay attention to the unseen. I don't have to pay attention to the miracles that's happening around me. Because why? I feel like I'm doing this thing. One of the downfalls about Sag energy, and I bring up downfalls because when it squares and or a quincunx or an opposition, it can bring out the downfalls of a particular energy. And that moon in Sag's downfall sometimes, oftentimes feel like it don't have to work. Y'all know any Sages? I do. Know any Sages that go, oh, I don't have to be disciplined about that. I wake up smart. I wake up beautiful. I wake up dope. I don't have to do the thing. You don't have to tell me what to do. I don't take orders from nobody. I could just go and study for a little while, and then I'll pass the test. Any people got Sagittarius children? It's that consequences thing. I'll take the consequences, but they lack discipline. So it's like double time on Friday for us all, right? That moon in Sag wants to square up against the disciplined planet. Try not to move too fast, that you pass up the discipline and the rules, right? A definite unsettling feeling of teasing oneself with freedom. Yeah, I'm expand on that. We don't fully have, right? And what is free to you. So there's a feeling on Friday that may be like, I don't want to do the discipline, or there's a feeling on Friday that goes deeper. I don't want to do the discipline because finally I feel free. Finally, I feel free. This Sag over here knows, Nelson. Finally, I feel free. All the Sages in your life, Jewel, you already know. Son T, your husband, they're fun as hell, though. They are a lot of fun to somebody else's expense sometimes. But finally, the biggest thing about Sag energy is that I just want to be free to do what I want to do. And I don't want to be held down. And sometimes discipline feels like a holding down to them. And I'm speaking to all of us because that's how we could possibly feel on Friday. I just got this freedom, Sonja. This new moon in Sag coming up over me. I just went through all of that shit and I feel the carrying. I can see the goddamn crust of my destiny. It's coming towards me. I just want to move in that direction. Why I got to pay attention to the rules? Why you got to keep taking away my freedom? Baby, it ain't personal. At the very least, you're going to have to stick and move. You got to stick and move with the order of the way things are going right now. It ain't all about you and your freedom and your need to be the thing that you want to be just because you've been holding on for so long. Take your time, baby. It ain't going nowhere. Okay, so don't move too fast because your freedom is within you. Freedom is not outside of us, something to obtain. Y'all get that, right? Y'all want me to download again? You want me to go on a preacher moment again? I just heard somebody go, no. We already in this thing an hour, 18 minutes. We don't need to preach. Or maybe that's just in my funny, humorous mind. Freedom is not all outside of us, y'all. Oh, I cracked myself up. The real freedom is here. It's the peace that enlarges deep in our soul. We don't have to prove our freedom. We don't have to extend our chest to get it. It's not over yonder. The freedom is in our own tempo. Staying on subject today. The freedom is our own tempo, our own movement, our own settling within ourselves, right? Our own breath and how it brings us back to what it is we want to feel as opposed to what the world wants us to feel. That's freedom. Being sovereign in our own soul. Understanding that I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it because God said so. I'm not comparing myself to none of y'all. I'm gold, not pirate out this motherfucker. If we can get that, we can understand that tempo, that discipline, and how the discipline also brings us there with that freedom of knowing self, right? Then we'll be willing to change because Friday we may feel crunchy about that. The moon and the sun is quincunxing Uranus and we don't want to change. Hey, don't do that. The moon is squaring up Neptune, so there we go, feeling foggy. Watch, for Friday is tricky. Because we want our freedom, but then it's a fogginess that comes towards the end of the day. And then you go, did I get my freedom? Yeah, because freedom is inside of you. Remember to continue to be carried. We may feel some fogginess Friday evening. It's a hard time sleeping, I said. And it's a hard time sleeping, as well as we might not be able to see what it is that we need to do. And sometimes we just can't do anything. I'm just saying, if you don't know what to do on Friday, try not to do nothing. Does that make sense? And stay within the peace in you. Let's move to Saturday because I am taking up a little bit of time. And I appreciate y'all being here because we still have Saturday and Sunday, which is not going to be long. And then we have a card to pull. On Saturday, that moon goes into Capricorn. But before it goes into Capricorn, this is some freaking bipolar shit. Before it goes into Capricorn, as it is in Sag, it wants to do what? Conjunct. Look at that. Conjunct Mars. Going out with a blast. So on Friday, we feel that crunchy. I want to step back for a reason. On Friday, we feel that crunchy feeling of, I don't know how to change. I don't know what the unseen is. I can't see it, but I want my freedom. So I'm going to move fast and just run through the fog. Don't do that. Because Neptune is being aspect and you can't see. So if you can't do anything, if you can't decide what to do, don't do anything. I'm reiterating for a reason, because when Saturday starts to roll along, here comes Saturday saying, now the moon is hooking up with Mars. Now Neptune has released the cloud off of you and you can see where to go. So if there's a decision that you need to make and people are pressing you on Friday to make that decision, step inside yourself, understand your own tempo. Not right now. I'll call you back. I'll email them on Monday. You understand? Why? Because Saturday gives you the energy. Saturday gives you the understanding. With the moon, our emotional propensity is connected with our movement. Mars in Sag that says, oh, now I know what to do. Oh, now I know how to move. Oh, now I know what motivates me. Now I know how to be initiated or to initiate a thing. Now I know, right? Here comes the big surge of energy Saturday. But again, I know this is going to sound crazy, y'all. But again, the sun on Saturday is squaring up Neptune. There's a little bit more confusion. That's a weird day. I'm just going to say that out loud because I heard it. It's a weird day. It's a lot of starting and stopping. It's a lot of mixing and mingling. It's a lot and mixing and mingling in a way in which I just saw it in my head. It's like walking in circles. Friday going into Saturday. You feel the need to do something. You feel the need to be motivated. You feel the need to move on. You may get frustrated in that because maybe you feel like you want a treadmill and you're not going anywhere, because there is a confusion that's in the air too. That sun in Sag is now squaring up against that Neptune in Pisces. And it's like, wait, you can't see the forest from the trees. Why? Because Neptune is about confusion, delusion, about drugs. You may want to get high and may just want to pass out for a little bit on Saturday. Do that responsibly, please. Don't get too drunk where you end up getting in the car where Mars and Sagittarius are saying, now we can drive. Don't do that. Dealing with the consequences. Don't do that. Hand over your keys. Thank you. That's for somebody specific. Because somebody's going to have the ego on Saturday. Even though I don't know where I'm going, I'm still going to drive. You're confused right now. Go to bed. Okay? Just want to say that out loud. Because that cloudiness can overwhelm us, right? Don't allow it. Saturday is interesting. Stay with your own tempo again and ask yourself the questions. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Thank you, Spirit. When I come up out of this, temporal fog, it's just very, very temporary. Okay. Because on Sunday, right, that moon is in Capricorn and the sun goes into Capricorn at 10:03 a.m. Happy winter solstice to all of us, right? The sun goes into Capricorn. Now we know what to do. Why? Because like I said at the top of this thing, when we are in Capricorn season, Capricorn gets a little leadership about itself. This is what we all feel. I don't care what sign you are. This is what we all feel. Capricorn says, all right, I am the authority of me. And the clouds have dispersed. And I understood that I had to take a minute. I understood also that I had to get some of that Sagittarius energy, that gumption, that courage on me. And now it's time to what? Practically assimilate and actually do the thing. Make the steps. Climb the mountain. You ever see a goat climb a mountain? I always say that when I think about, what up, Dolores? Have you ever seen a goat climb a mountain? I always say that when I think about Capricorn energy, because it actually does that in a very systematic type of way. The sun going into Capricorn. Forgive me, y'all. I'm losing a little energy and I'm getting a little hungry. So this is the last little bit. I need for us to get this, though, as we move into this Capricorn energy, and we'll talk about it more next week. On Sunday, when that moon is in Capricorn as well, is going to what? Opposition Jupiter, going retrograde. So go inside with a needed practicality, asking yourself, what do we need to do to service our nourishing leader that's in us? How does this queen or king get their jewels? Releasing control and knowing that you are safe. That's the way. Releasing control and knowing that you are safe. If you don't remember anything I say about Sunday, with that sun going into Capricorn season and the moon going in and being in Capricorn that day, it being opposition of Jupiter, it's like, just go inside for a second. Even though we're about to climb the mountain, we got 28 days to do that with the sun, 28 or so, to do that with the sun in Capricorn. At first, at the foothill of that mountain, say to yourself, how do I service myself? How do I get this thing going? What are my plans? Again, the to-do list, all the things that we need to do to nourish us, to nourish the jewel, to nourish the gold in us. Okay? And one of the ways is to release the control, knowing that wherever you start from, wherever you're at, whatever plateau you are in, whatever level of emotional maturity, you are right where you need to be. You are safe in doing so. Does that make sense? I pray that you enjoyed this rundown for this week. I'm going to pull out a card that can hopefully add a little bit more insight and understanding on what this week has for us. I really, really do my best to give my best all the time. So again, I pray this helped you in some kind of way. Let's get ready for this card. Ask whatever questions you have. Right now is a good time to do so. Again, thank you for showing up. Kimberlite is here. Yeah. And Carla Vega, what happening, girl? What's going down? Great Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Grace Spirit. Boop, 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 doop. boop, 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 be doop, boop, be doop, be doop, boop, boop, ba doop, boop, 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 ba doop. Hey, y'all can visit my performance YouTube page at Wordlife Artistry if you want to see some performance clips of Free Bricks or any of my residency shows that I did this summer. I would greatly appreciate that. Here on YouTube again is Wordlife Artistry. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button here on YouTube. I really, really, really do appreciate that more than you know. And again, if you want to take advantage of my reading special, I'm going to extend it to the end of the year. You have until January. Wait, what? You have until December. See how I edit myself in my own head? You have until December 31st, $111 for a 45-minute session. I would love for you to take part of that because it's going to go by the top of the year. And also, another thing that's going to go, I'm no longer doing lives here on Instagram. I'm going to do them on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm going to try my way with TikTok one more time. I tried before and I was getting some good momentum, and then the cancer in me got pissed off at Trump and all that whole China situation that was happening. I was like, bump him, bump TikTok. But I think there's some good information that I can put out over on TikTok. So I'm going to do my lives on TikTok now, not Instagram, and here definitely on YouTube. Y'all not going to get rid of me on YouTube, that's for sure. So the channel on TikTok is Wordlife SonjaMarie 111. Wordlife SonjaMarie 111. That's TikTok. And again, on YouTube, it's Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. Okay. I thank y'all for being here. If you want to donate to my channel, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, I'd really appreciate that holiday gift because of the information I extend to you. I love the information and the energy being extended back. It's only good and it feels good. And I put it to good use. That's for ding dong damn sure. You ready for the card? Enough of the solicitation and the announcements. Boom! Boom! Didn't I say we being floated? We being guided? Oh my God, I want to cry so bad. Guidance. Did we not say this whole entire time, or most of it, that we are being guided, floated? Does that look like, is floated a word? We are being floated. Floated. Come on now. Can what be gifted? Oh, the reading, Judy Applegate? Sure. Text me, baby, and I'll let you know how. Floated. Come on, y'all don't get it. Do you not see what I'm talking about? Right, Mystic? Tell the people, Mystic. Tell them. Tell them, girl. She's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Guidance. We are being guided, lifted, gifted, appreciated in the most wonderful way by the ancestors and angels as they play. We are being guided, lifted, appreciated in the most wonderful way. Okay, Sonja, get out of your artist head. The angelic figure with rainbow colored wings on this card represents the guide that each of us carry within. Come on, y'all. Are we talking about the one that's inside? Were we not just talking about that? I mean, I was talking, y'all was listening, but did you not just hear that? Let's start that over. Guidance. The angelic figure with rainbow colored wings on this card represents the guide that each of us carries within. Like the second figure in the background, we may sometimes be a little reluctant to trust this guide when it comes to us because we are so accustomed to taking our cues from the outside rather than the inside. The truth of your own deepest being is trying to show you where to go right now. And when this card appears, it means you can trust the inner guidance that you are being given. Come on, y'all. It speaks in whispers, and sometimes we can hesitate not knowing if we understood rightly. But the indications are clear. And following the inner guide, you will feel more whole, more integrated, as if you were moving outward from the very center of your being. If you go with it, this beam of light will carry you exactly where you need to go. Can I get an ashe? Amen. So it is, So it shall be. Shalom. Come on. What? Walaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum. Can we not just round up this awesome weekly rundown with my belly rumbling right now with a point on that? And if you stayed for the whole hour and 34 minutes and 17 seconds, thank you. I appreciate you. If you came in and out, I appreciate that as well, but it will stay stuck here on IG and on Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page on YouTube. Say what? We are being guided. Don't negate that. Let yourself float, okay? You may not have all the answer. This is not a real rational time. This is a faith walk, bigger than a faith walk. You just got to let go and allow them to take you where you need to go. Because your genius is waiting for you. It's within you, but it wants to be explored. You know that. So just let it happen. All right? I hope you have a brilliant, brilliant day and an awesome week. And again, thank you for being here. Take care of yourself and continue to love. I love you. Adios. Peace, y'all.